India's Prime Minister Modi is not returning Donald Trump's phone calls. Donald Trump has attempted to call Modi 4 times, begging Modi, or as Donald Trump says, begging like a dog for Modi to pick up to try to make some sort of deal or arrangement, or that Donald Trump can try to save face after pushing India to form stronger alliances with China and elsewhere and to move away from the US. But Modi is not picking up the phone. I think this is an important lesson in how you have to treat Donald Trump. You can just say no to this guy and walk away, and Prime Minister Modi is showing how you do that. This is from the Telegraph right here. Talks about how Modi is ignoring Donald Trump's call. So the United States has tariffed India basically 50%. They started with the 10%, then added another 15%, and then Donald Trump added another 25% a few weeks ago. And then India said, you know what? F you, basically. If that's how you're going to treat us, if you're going to humiliate us, we're not going to be dealing with you anymore. India is also pissed that Donald Trump continues to try to take credit for brokering a ceasefire between India and Pakistan after the terrorist attacks in the Kashmir region. And India is like, you had nothing to do with that at all. Stop trying to take credit, because that's an infringement on our sovereignty. Donald, you had nothing to do with it. J.D. Vance tried to reach out to us and try to say, we're warning you, Pakistan's going to be attacking you. We didn't take J.D. Vance's phone call. So stop saying you brokered a peace deal. This is a major issue with India. And you know now for 3+ months, maybe even longer, we've been covering this on the MeidasTouch Network. When everyone said, the United States and India is going to do a trade deal, I said, no, they're not. And people were like, yes, they are. Trump says. I go, don't give me Trump says. Can we look at what's happening at a geopolitical level? And can you listen to what India's foreign minister is saying? Can you listen to what Modi's saying? Can you listen to what all the high-ranking officials in India are saying? And can you also see that they're super pissed at what they perceive as Pakistan buying influence into the United States by buying into the crypto venture of Donald Trump's family? So Pakistan started a Pakistan crypto fund, and then they spent a ton of money investing in World Liberty Financial, WLF, whose majority owners are the Trump family. Take a look at this post from April 26, 2025 by someone by the name of Witkoff. Does that sound familiar to you? Yep. Steve Witkoff, Donald Trump's real estate buddy, who's the failed envoy to Russia. His son, Zach Witkoff, runs this World Liberty Financial and says on April 26th, historic day for World Liberty Financial at our MOU signing ceremony, Memorandum of Understanding, in Pakistan today. We're looking forward to bring diversity and financial inclusion to the next generation in Pakistan and beyond. Oh, that's interesting. Take a look at this photo. The Pakistan Crypto Council, PCC's chief executive officer, Bilal bin Saqib, meets with the Pakistan Field Marshal Munir. Saqib's PCC in April signed a letter of intent with World Liberty Financial. Oh, but then what happened pretty recently? Oh, was that happened in June, where Pakistan Army's chief, Asim Munir, met with Donald Trump at the White House, spent hours with Donald Trump at the White House, legitimizing the Pakistani government over India, while Donald Trump's tariffing India, rolling out the red carpet for the Pakistani Army General Munir. After the crypto investment in the Trump family venture, India sees what's going on. So India is like, you're mocking our sovereignty by claiming you brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. You've thrown out decades of relationship building between India, the world's largest democracies. By the way, it has its problems. I'm not going to go act like India is this perfect place, or that Modi's this perfect guy. Let me be clear. It has its issues, okay? But America cultivated that relationship with India, one of the fastest growing economies in the world. America worked very hard to move India towards the United States and away from China. And Trump has screwed that all up, which is going to harm America's financial, economic, academic, overall interests significantly. So India's like, you didn't do the peace deal, number one. Stop saying you did. Two, you're taking all this money from Pakistan. You've screwed over India students with your attack on academic institutions. So like, what the hell are you're doing? You're meeting with the Pakistani general. So here's the article from the Telegraph. Modi saying, I ain't taking this guy's phone calls. Trump's trying to call Modi right now, and Modi's ignoring him. Modi, the Indian prime minister, has ignored Trump's phone calls. Trump has upped the tariffs to 50%. Trump's been trying to call him, and Modi's saying, I'm not returning your phone calls at all. And this was also reported in a Japan-based news magazine, quoting Indian diplomatic experts as saying, Trump recently attempted multiple times to call Modi in search of a compromise, because this is embarrassing to Trump right now. He said India was going to be the first deal. Then Trump said, I'm going to huff and I'm puffing 50% tariffs. Then let's do a deal where India comes up with some fake investment number in the United States, and we'll say we did this grand old deal together. And Modi's like, F you. F you, you've tried to humiliate us. You've really caused massive harm in India. You told Apple not to build plants in India. Screw you. I'm not picking up your phone. India's Prime Minister Modi is refusing to take Donald Trump's phone calls and just doesn't want to have it. Now, this is at the same time that India's Prime Minister Modi, this happens next week, will be going to China, meeting with Xi Jinping and 20 other world leaders at a regional security forum in China. And this is going to be a powerful showing of China's rising strength, global South solidarity, and a big middle finger to Donald Trump. But Trump's too stupid to see it coming. Donald Trump will roll out the carpet for Vladimir Putin, alienate our allies. Donald Trump will say, oh, the BRICS bloc's not strong. They're all meeting at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit next week, and Modi wants to be photographed next to Xi Jinping because India is now all in on China, not the United States. Let me bring out some additional receipts for you. So here was a recent speech when Prime Minister Modi addressed his parliament, and he says, here's what really happened when India was at war with Pakistan. He said, J.D. Vance tried to call me then, and I was busy dealing with the war. I said, shoo, boy. Shoo, JD, I'm dealing with something. And then JD Vance called and said, I just want to let you know, Pakistan's going to attack you. To which Modi said, if they attack me, we're going to attack them worse. Here, play this clip.
During that particular time, there was a significant development. On the night of the 9th, specifically the evening of the 9th day of the month, the Vice President of America, a prominent figure in the United States government, was present. He had tried to contact me. He had been persistently trying to reach me for a full hour, but unfortunately, I was deeply engrossed in a very important meeting with my entire army, so I simply couldn't take his call at that moment. Later on, I promptly called him back. I said, you called 3 or 4 times. What's the matter? What is truly happening? So the Vice President of America, a very important and high-ranking official, personally told me over the phone that Pakistan was imminently about to launch a major, significant, and potentially devastating attack. That is precisely what he conveyed to me. My immediate response was, those individuals who genuinely do not understand the gravity of the situation simply will not understand no matter how much explanation is provided. My definitive answer was, if the nation of Pakistan has such aggressive and hostile intentions, it will undoubtedly cost them very, very dearly. That's precisely what I explicitly told the esteemed Vice President of the United States of America. If Pakistan were to launch an attack, we would respond with an even more substantial and overwhelming attack. That was indeed my direct and unequivocal answer. And furthermore, I had one more crucial sentence to convey. I explicitly stated we will answer bullets with shells. This significant event transpired on the night of the 9th, and by the culmination of that very night, extending into the early hours of the morning of the 10th, we had achieved a comprehensive and overwhelming devastation of Pakistan's formidable military strength, effectively neutralizing a substantial portion of their armed forces and their capacity to wage war. And that was indeed our immediate response. That was truly our unwavering spirit.
So that was Modi speaking before the parliament. All right, as frequent viewers of the MeidasTouch network know, I'm a huge fan of our partners at Chapter who help seniors select the best Medicare plans for their specific situation. They've helped many of our viewers of this channel save money and get better medical care. One regular viewer named Kevin in Florida was struggling with high out-of-pocket costs due to his pre-existing conditions. Chapter helped him enroll in a plan that saves him, get this, $2,100 a year. They saved another MeidasTouch fan, Steven, hundreds a month by finding a better plan that covered his dialysis treatment. And the best part, it's totally free. You just give them a call at 82-MEDICARE and they'll see if you're in the best plan for your individual needs. If so, they'll let you know. If not, they'll help you find and enroll in something better. It's easy and it's quick. They can review your options in less than 20 minutes. So if you're turning 65 or already on Medicare, but not sure if your plan has the best offer for you, call them today at 82-MEDICARE and share your experience in the comments below. That's 82-MEDICARE. And you can see what all our fans are raving about. It's Chapter 82-MEDICARE. Here's another clip right here of Modi recently saying that after the G7, when Donald Trump fled, remember when Donald Trump left the G7 and then ran back to Washington, D.C., and then spoke with Putin right away because Putin said he wanted to mediate what was happening in Iran. And actually, it seems like Putin did mediate because all of the benefits after Trump struck Iran seems to inure to the benefit of Iran and Russia more than anybody, and China, because sanctions removed from Iran, Iran still has enriched uranium, the nuclear facilities still exist, Iran gives more Shahed drones to Russia, Russia uses those to kill innocent Ukrainians, China is able to buy much more oil from Iran, Iran's free to sell oil to China, in turn bringing money to Iran, in turn more Shahed drones can be sold to Russia, in turn more killing of Ukrainians. Do you see what's happening here? This isn't reported on corporate news, but the connections I just made are pretty freaking obvious. Well, anyway, here's how Modi says Trump's like, hey man, come back. Want to have a meal in the White House? And I was like, nah, I don't want to have a meal with you in the White House. Here, play this clip.
My dear friends, it was just a mere 2 days ago that I had the distinct opportunity and privilege to be present in Canada, attending the very important and highly anticipated G7 summit. During my time there, I received a significant communication. None other than the esteemed President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, personally placed a call to me. He said, since you are already in Canada, why don't you come to Washington on your way back? We'll have a meal together and talk. He extended the invitation with great respect. I had the distinct honor of telling the President of the United States a sincere thank you for your gracious invitation. For me, it is profoundly important to visit the sacred land of Mahaprabhu, a place of great spiritual significance. And that is precisely why I politely yet firmly declined his kind invitation. However, it was your profound and unwavering love, that deep and sincere devotion you hold for the revered Mahaprabhu, that truly captivated my spirit and with an undeniable force drew me inexorably to this sacred and blessed land.
Now, let me show you the side-by-side right here of India's foreign minister and Donald Trump. Here's Donald Trump. This was him taking credit back on May 30th, 2025 for stopping the war between India and Pakistan. Here's the Foreign Secretary of India, Vikram Siri. Here's what happened here. Play this clip.
I think the deal I'm most proud of is the fact that we're dealing with India, we're dealing with Pakistan, and we were able to stop potentially a nuclear war through trade as opposed through bullets. Normally they do it through bullets. We do it through trade. So I'm very proud of that.
Prime Minister Modi clearly told President Trump that during this entire episode, there was never any discussion at any level about an India-US trade deal or US mediation between India and Pakistan. The discussion to halt military action occurred directly between India and Pakistan through existing channels between both armies and was made at Pakistan's request. Prime Minister Modi firmly stated that India has neither accepted mediation nor does it do so and never will do. There is complete political unanimity on this subject in India. President Trump understood the details explained by the Prime Minister and expressed support for India's fight against terrorism. Prime Minister Modi also said that India now sees terrorism not as a proxy war, but as a war.
And by the way, here is what happened yesterday in that bizarre 4-hour cabinet meeting. Here's what Donald Trump said. He's like, and I dangled that trade in front of India. I was like, you want this American money, India? You want this? And India's like, please, Donald, we want that American money, Donald. You want me to give you that money? Then you better stop your war, India. Please, Donald, anything you say, Donald, we love America. I mean, that's how Donald Trump's sick mind thinks about a powerful sovereign nation like India. I mean, Donald Trump's a sicko. You have to understand that Donald Trump's like a racist dude also. So his view of India and like Indian people, like just think about how Trump thinks about the world and not recognizing how developed India is and its massive economy. Anyway, here's what Donald Trump said yesterday. Here, play this clip.
Just like India and Pakistan, we're going to end up in a nuclear war if I didn't stop them. You know, it's sort of strange. I saw they were fighting. Then I saw 7 jets were shot down. I said, that's not good. That's a lot of jets, you know. $150 million planes were shot down. A lot of them, 7, maybe more than that. They didn't even report the real number. And I'm talking to a very terrific man, Modi of India. And I say, what's going on with you in Pakistan? Then I'm talking to Pakistan on trade. I said, what's going on with you in India? And the hatred was tremendous. Now, this has been going on for a hell of a long time, like sometimes with different names for hundreds of years. But I said, what's going on? I said, I don't want to make a trade deal. No, we want to make a trade deal. I said, no, I don't want to make a trade deal with you. You're going to have a nuclear war. You guys are going to end up in a nuclear war. And that was very important to them. I said, call me back tomorrow, but we're not going to do any deals with you, or we're going to put tariffs on you that are so high. You were there, Howard, right? Yep. You're going to put tariffs on you that was so high, I don't give a damn. Your head's going to spin. You're not going to end up in a war. Within about 5 hours, it was done. It was done. Now, maybe it starts again. I don't know. I don't think so, but I'll stop it if it does. We can't let these things happen.
And then finally, I had the opportunity to interview Jake Sullivan, former national security advisor in the Biden administration. And I asked him, this India situation's important. And I know American media doesn't cover it. And it's also emblematic of what's happening around the world as well, with Japan, with South Korea, with our European allies, with Brazil, with South Africa, with African nations in general. This is what's happening in general. The United States is shrinking in power. China's getting stronger. Russia's getting stronger. America's getting weaker. Here, this is what Jake Sullivan told me, former national security advisor. Play this clip. I got to ask you, what do you think about what's going on with India? Donald Trump said that the first deal that he was going to make was with India. I'm best friends with Modi. And then he just started taking credit for resolving the India-Pakistan war, which is a very big, sensitive topic for India, saying, you did not do that. Stop taking credit. He does that every day, and that, like, you know, hurts everything there, and it like crushes them. That's not true. Donald Trump took, like, his family took Bitcoin from the Pakistani Bitcoin sovereign fund, and they brought in the general from the Pakistan to be there. And India's like, what the hell are you doing? And then meanwhile, you still have Apple building new factories because Tim Cook came in with a gold bar and he's building the factories in India. What do you make of what's happening there?
I think this is one of the more underreported stories in Trump's foreign policy, and I'm really glad that you raised it. On a bipartisan basis, going back decades, the United States has worked to build its relationship with India, the world's largest democracy, a country that we should be aligned with on technology and talent and economics and so many other issues, and aligned with in dealing with this strategic threat from China. And we had come a long way on that. And now, in no small part, I think, because of Pakistan's willingness to do business deals with the Trump family, Trump has thrown the India relationship over the side. That is a huge strategic harm in its own right, because a strong U.S.-India relationship serves our interests. But imagine every other country in the world. You're Germany, you're Japan, you're Canada. You look at that and you say that could be us tomorrow. And that only reinforces your view that you got to hedge against the United States. And having all of our friends and countries around the world decide they just can't rely on the U.S. in any way, shape, or form, that is not in the interest of the American people long term. Our word should be our bond. We should be good for what we say. Our friends should be able to rely on us. And that has always been our strength. And what's happening with India right now has huge direct impacts, but it also has this reverberating impact across all of our relationships and partnerships in the world.
Well, there you have it, folks. We're putting this all together. But I think that that's what needs to happen, though. I mean, honestly, Prime Minister Modi ignoring Trump, you have to stop taking this guy's calls. Just be an adult, be a grown up and tell this guy, shut the F up and stop calling him. I don't want to talk to you. Let Donald Trump stew in his own consequences. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thanks for watching.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.